Joe. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, welcome to Moonshine and Music, Siannach.
Perfect.
Which is Adler, Sietch, and Ioanna.
Yeah.
Hello.
I actually taught people to pronounce your name the other day. Just fun.
Nice.
Which one?
I don't want to out anybody that that might.
Ioanna.
The funny thing is it sounds like such an exotic name, but it just means like Jane.
Well, the thing about it was that I realized, because Sietch said it once, was that it's actually Anna with E-O on the start of it.
Well, you try to say it, Ioanna, and people in the Midwest are kind of like, Joanna.
It's the same thing, I don't mind. I've heard multiple variations of my name.
Well, I think it's pretty.
Thank you so much. I like it.
Sietch has been on the program before. I don't think either of you guys have made it on the Moonshine and Music, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's good. It's great to have some first timers here. I don't know if Sietch is going to talk about riding manatees or anything today.
I'm actually, since it is like I've been on your show a bunch, it's like my mission to like let everybody I want
So
to
everybody else speak.
fade into the.
That. We are one team.
So, let's talk about where everybody's from. Ioanna, where did you grow up?
I was born in Greece. I grew up in there.
What town?
Larissa.
Yeah.
Larissa.
You say Larissa?
In America,
So
but
wrong.
in Greek it's Larissa. The
Yeah.
accent is on the first one, the first syllable.
And what is that near in Greece?
Nothing. It's in the middle of
The
Greece.
bones of the Persians.
Is it near Athens or?
It's like 4 hours from Athens and like kind of 3 hours from Thessaloniki, the second biggest city in Greece. So it's right in the middle.
Oh.
And then I moved to the States about 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and what brought you here?
Studies.
What did you study?
Piano.
Classical piano
She's
performance.
giving me these like one-word answers.
She just got her PhD. She's gonna sell
I know,
herself
that's
short.
why I know, yeah.
Well, it is, okay, I'm gonna be a nerd. It's called a DA. Doctor, not PhD. PhD I think is like for physics and math and whatever. But yeah, I just got my doctorate in piano performance. Very excited.
From
Ball State. The
Chirp Chirp.
Chirp Chirp, yes. They were doing that in the
From
graduation ceremony. I was like, what is that?
From Greece to Corfu at a university in an old fortress. From there to Ohio.
He visited Corfu.
Yeah,
where I studied.
it was cool.
Yeah, you guys went on a trip, right?
Yeah.
France, Germany, Albania, Corfu, the mainland of Greece, and Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a lot of travels for right. I know you were prepping for tonight's show by doing that, right? All the traveling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so of course. So Adler,
Yeah.
where'd you grow up and stuff, man?
Yeah, so I kind of traveled around when I was a kid. I lived in like the South, like Georgia and Alabama, but for all intents and purposes, I'm from Indiana.
All right, sweet. So how long you been playing drums?
Officially, 3 days.
Asking them deep questions, Joe.
No, I mean, I've played since I was in middle school. My dad was a drummer, and my great-grandfather was a drummer. He was in a band called Snotty Johnson and the Five Nose Pickers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Snotty Johnson and the Five Nose Pickers.
I
That
can
is the-
smell them.
I don't know where
love
it's-
it.
I think my uncle has it, but there's a record somewhere. That
Didn't your uncle stab your dad in the eye too?
No,
That's
that
a-
was.
We don't say that.
Yeah. Move on.
Cut that.
Move on.
Cut that.
Or else we're gonna have to get Biden involved with a pardon or some shit.
I mean, only until like 10 more days.
Yeah.
It's not more days. Got it.
So the thing about it is that I personally am a connoisseur of all funky band names. So that one that one jumps into the top 10 like with a bullet. That's awesome. So
I can't take credit.
you can't take credit, but I mean your dad did.
Or my great grandfather.
Your great grandfather.
Yeah,
like
It's in your genes. Take credit for
Yeah.
it. Family legacy or whatever.
I mean that's great. I mean that's really cool. So how did you guys decide to become like a whole thing here?
So if I may, so I'll be very quick. I met Ioanna. We have since gotten married, but one of the greatest things about being with Ioanna is one, she is a masterfully creative, original composer. She does all the classical stuff and all that, but when she sits down to do what we have done our whole lives, which is sort of express ourselves and try to do unique things and all that, I had no idea. And then she showed me a couple of things, and I was just bowled over. So I was very hesitant to sort of create, like co-create, together. But once we did, it was just like this. And of course, Adler was the first person. We had a couple of bits and all that. And we said, hey, Adler does his thing. Ioanna does her thing. I've always done my own thing. And it's almost like, the three musicians that like most value each other. Like, because I know I value Adler more than any other drummer that I can think of. Of course, I value her expertise, her technical abilities, and her heart, her soul, and all that. And it just made sense. And I was kind of wanting to exit the whole ramshackle thing.
Era?
Yeah, era, maybe, sure. It's a little grandiose. What do you guys think? Is that kind of how it happens?
It's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, it was really though, I mean, she had this overwhelming urge to want to really be creative. And that sparked in me a desire to be there.
It
for
was
them.
interesting. We have very different cultures, musical cultures, and I guess musical interests too. So it was really interesting to put something together.
Yeah. Well, it was nice.
Sometimes it sounds like an explosion of sounds, and other times sounds amazing.
But I was so known for the whole rock and roll thing, but it's the Midwest, so that's kind of where I had to go as a musician. But I mean, as you know, I'm kind of more of a Frank Zappa experimental guitar guy, and so I was in hog heaven because she would come up with these just strange, never before heard progressions and stuff, and she would say, "What do you have for it?" And I'd be like, "I can do whatever I want." So yeah, it was cool.
He's an amazing composer, by the way. One of his songs, we're playing today one of his songs that he didn't write for piano at all. But the chords that he gave me that he's actually playing the guitar, I play them on the piano in just like an alternative way. And it sounds like a classical piece of music, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're a great composer. It was just so beautiful to experience.
I mean, an interesting thing about that is that when I started playing, I played piano for years and didn't play guitar until I was 36 years old. So when I started playing guitar, it was really funky because a lot of the chords that you play them inverted a lot when you're playing piano.
Yeah.
And like on the guitar, you don't have that choice unless your fingers can break.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very interpretive thing to take a piano song and put it on the guitar.
Well, and vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah.
There are some chords that I would play that I tried to describe it to everyone. It's like some guitar chords only sound good if they're strummed in a certain way because mathematically or compositionally they're terrible. But if you thumb it in a way and resonate and vibrate it in a certain way, it actually produces this thing.
Dissonances in guitar sound amazing, like a romantic piece of work, and then if you play that same chord the way it is in piano, it sounds like just horrible. So,
sounds like somebody stomped on the piano with their
right,
heel.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I totally get that. Like, I mean, it's an odd brain also when you play both of those instruments because you sometimes get yourself all tangled, So that probably happens when you guys are working on these songs, right? Like,
but we solve
sometimes
it
you're
pretty
tangled.
easily. We solve it pretty easily.
The funny thing is I would actually say no. Like whenever we sat, she would play what she had, and then I would sort of exit. I was in a band called the Moonmen for a while, and it was a very similar process. Like there would be this thing, and then it would be like my turn to just kind of dive into it. It's very much the same with her stuff because there's so many weird things you can do in that space as a guitar player that I prefer just to. What I'm saying is there was no conflicts as far as I'm concerned.
So what is the big song we're looking for on tonight that you're going to put out there?
I mean, what do you guys think?
Rafter Beam.
Rafter Beam?
I think so.
Rafter Beam is what we're going to zero in on.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But we've got a bunch of interesting ones. We decided to kind of lay it back for this performance instead of bringing a big kind of rock and rolly vibe. We just kind of wanted to be kind of quiet and intimate. And
It was the first idea of the band. Like when we first created it, our idea was like very loungy, very kind of like sensual type of thing.
but not cliche, like still experimental, really interesting, driven music, but delivered in a way that's kind of like a suit and tie and Frank Sinatra act kind of thing.
I mean, the thing is, Sietch, if I heard you play cliche, that would be shocking to me. I'd be like,
Sean, Joe,
I'd be like,
stop. Flattery
what?
will get you everywhere.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the show. You guys ready to get out there?
Yes.
Well, and before we do, just thank you so much for everything you do for local musicians, Joe. I mean, you really put on a Class A effort every single time, and I don't know how you do it, but the world is a better place with you in it.
Hey man, thanks. Same to you guys, and I appreciate your friendship, and thanks for coming on Moonshine and Music, and let's go watch you guys play on the stage right now.
Thank
Get
you.
to it. So many miles between me and Ioanna, with all them small towns along the way, and all them miles will surely be the death of me. And I'm strangely alright with that. But I know one thing's for sure, that I just got Thank you.
Moonshine and Music is produced by Joe Shelton. Our cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. Artwork by Bailey Shelton. Production crew, Patrick Zabriskie, Ray Hoskins, and special thanks to the Owens family. Also thanks to the H.J. Ricks Center for the Arts, Tony Seiler and Heather Warren staff for all of their assistance in our National Road Music Series shows. Moonshine and Music is copyright 2025, all rights reserved. Hope to see you next time on Moonshine and Music.